What if you woke up tomorrow and you could see the future? Not in a vague, fortune cookie kind of way, but with perfect, undeniable clarity. You know with absolute certainty which stocks will soar, which horse will win the race, and exactly what your boss is going to say in your meeting this afternoon. On the surface, it sounds like the ultimate superpower. You've just unlocked the cheat codes to life. But the ability to see what's coming is far more complex and far more dangerous than you might think. How would it work? What would you do with it? And what would it do to you? First, we have to ask, what kind of future are you seeing? Is the future a single, unchangeable timeline that is destined to happen no matter what you do? This is the theory of predeterminism. In this scenario, your visions are just a preview of a movie that's already been written. You could see a car accident about to happen, but any action you take to stop it would paradoxically be the very action that causes it. You'd be a helpless spectator, cursed with the knowledge of every tragedy, big and small, before it happens. Free will would be an illusion. But let's imagine a more dynamic model, one based on probabilities. Think of the future not as a single road, but as a vast network of branching paths. Every decision you and everyone else makes closes off some paths and opens up new ones. Your ability, then, isn't to see one fixed future, but to see the most probable outcome based on the current state of things. This is where it gets interesting. Because now, you're no longer just a spectator. You're an agent of change. You have the power to alter the future. Let's start small. You have a vision that if you take your usual route to work, you'll get into a minor fender bender. So you take a different route. You've successfully averted disaster. You've used your knowledge to choose a better path. Now you apply that on a larger scale. You win the lottery. That's the easy part. You invest flawlessly, becoming wealthier than you could ever imagine. You can avoid every social faux pas, say the perfect thing in every conversation, and navigate your life with flawless precision. But what happens when you see something truly terrible? You have a vision of a passenger plane crashing next week. On board is a friend. You call them, you make up an excuse, you convince them not to get on that flight, you save them. But what about the other 180 people on board? You have a responsibility to warn them too? You could try to report it. But who would believe you? You'd be dismissed as a crank, or worse, you could be seen as the one making a threat. If you somehow did convince the authorities to ground the flight, you may have just saved hundreds of lives. But you've also revealed your ability. You would instantly become the most valuable and most sought-after person on the planet. Governments and corporations would do anything to control you. Your life would no longer be your own. You'd become an instrument, a tool to be used for others' gain. And every intervention has consequences you can't foresee. This is the butterfly effect. By saving that plane, you might have altered the timeline in countless ways. Perhaps one of the passengers was a scientist on the verge of curing a disease. Now, that cure is lost. Perhaps another was a terrorist, and their death would have prevented a future attack that will now take place. You saved 180 lives, but you may have inadvertently cost thousands more down the line. You are now responsible for a future you can't fully predict. The psychological toll would be immense. How could you ever relax? How could you enjoy a simple, happy moment with a loved one if you've already seen the vision of your last conversation with them? The joy of surprise, the thrill of the unknown, the very things that make life vibrant and exciting, would be gone forever. You would be living in a constant state of preemptive nostalgia for moments that haven't even passed yet. Ultimately, the power to see the future might be a cage. It's the power of perfect information, but information comes at a price. By knowing every outcome, you lose the freedom of a genuine choice. You would no longer be living a life. You would simply be executing a script for the best possible result. So, what if you could see the future? The real question isn't how you would change it, but how it would change you. Thanks for watching Parallelish. I'm Nova, your guide through the unknown. Want to explore more timelines? Tap the playlist above and keep diving into the what-ifs. Until next time, stay curious. If you've made it this far, please could you like and subscribe to my channel? It helps me out a lot. Have a great day.